Hey everyone, Mark Stephen Pooler here, brilliant speaker. And today I'm joined by the most incredible guest, Kayla Gill, head of Tony Robbins' team at Success Resources. I'm so looking forward to a conversation with you, Kayla, today, and thank you for giving me your time to chat all about yourself and what you do. Really looking forward to a conversation with you.
Oh, me too, Mark. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very, very welcome. So to start with, Kayla, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey and what you do?
Yeah, where do I start? I guess I'll take you back, not way back, but just before I found Tony Robbins, I was in my early 20s, and I could have had an amazing life just settling down in England, but there was a little niggling feeling that there was a bit more to life out there. So I felt the need to quit my job. I bought a one-way ticket to Australia. It was a big transformation at the time. I had a good job and I had a boyfriend, but I left all of that behind. I asked my two best friends to join with me and asked them to backpack around Australia with me. So I did that, and whilst traveling Australia, I fell in love with Sydney, and I that's where I then realised that I really want to stay here. But in order to stay in Australia, I need to find that job. So it's a bit of a manifestation. I don't know if you call it that, but I was reading a personal development book called The Secret. It's a bit of an oldie, a bit of a classic, and I started to manifest my dream life in Australia. And within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I got a call from a lovely lady, and I went for an interview, and there I would be working for Success Resources. I had no idea who Tony Robbins was. It was all very new to me, but they said, you don't need to know right now. We'll teach you everything that you need to know. But as long as you've got the right energy and the attitude, then you can learn. So I guess in six months, they then sponsored me to live in Australia. And in a couple of years, I became the head of the Tony Robbins team. And now 5 years on, I've now been fortunate enough to work closely with Tony. I now work for Success Resources in London. That's been quite recently. And here I am talking to you today.
What a journey. Firstly, very, very brave of you to just up and go to Australia, and also having a partner as well. That was a big decision to make. And I know what that's like because nothing like you, but I went backpacking to Thailand for 3 weeks and I'd never done backpacking before. I'd always been in hotels, and it's a scary decision to travel on your own. And I think that's very, very brave of you. And going back to The Secret, I have heard of The Secret and I'm very excited because next week I'm actually interviewing a lot of the stars from The Secret on my
Oh, so
radio show.
good.
So I feel like I've manifested that because I'm a big fan of that film too, Kayla. So I would definitely
Amazing.
resonate with you there. Can we talk a little bit about Success Resources? Who are they? What do they do? I'm sure most people have heard of them because they get the most top speakers on stages all around the world. But you just tell us in your words a little bit about Success Resources.
Yeah, well, SR, I believe they're the world's leading seminar organizers. So yeah, they do get the best names in the business. They've had presidents and a few, global speakers, thought leaders from around the world. So I believe now they're in around over 35 countries, which I had no idea. When I first came across SR, I thought it was an Australian-based company, and now I'm finding like, oh, these countries are popping up. So it's really like a global community and a family, which is why I love working for them so much. It really does feel like you are part of a family, and because we're in the business of helping people create a better life for themselves. So all day, every day, we're just speaking to people who want to grow within themselves, their business, their health, no matter what it is, we're here to give them the tools to better their lives. so yeah, I just love working with the company, and they're very supportive. The heads of the company, you know, you've got Michael Burnett, Veronica and Richard Tan, Michael Lane. They're amazing. So yeah, I think there's an event on every week somewhere in the world. There's always an event on, and they can really range from you know, a few dollars or a pound up to, you know, the high end. But there is something for everyone. There's so many resources out there. So we're just here to
Yes.
facilitate.
And personal development is so important, isn't it, Kayla? And they are real leaders in personal development, and personal development changed my life, going to seminars, events, reading great books. I've invested thousands in my personal development, but Success Resources are really key leaders at personal development, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, they really are. Yeah, I'm very grateful to be part of it.
And you are head of Tony Robbins' team at Success Resources. Tell us a little bit about that role, what you do day to day, and what you do in that role.
Yeah, I've had a bit of a transition recently because I have moved from Australia to the UK. But before, whilst I was in Australia, we've got a great team, and the Tony Robbins team, we're really connecting with people on a daily basis. And, you know, that could be they've been to an event, or they've inquired about an event, and we just really want to drill down because, you know, a lot of people, it is scary for them to go along to something like this. It's not very normal, you know. It's not most people do this. I think in this day and age, it's becoming more popular to invest in yourself. But it's a lot of people do need that bit of an encouragement, a bit of a push, like a gentle nudge, should we say, because you're stepping out of your comfort zone and you're doing something to better your life. So we're here on that the first step of their journey. So yeah, we want to make sure that people are investing their time and money at the right program for them. And you know, he's not right for everyone. You know, there's so many amazing teachers out there. There's something for everyone. And if Tony's not right for them, then somebody else will be. But in my opinion, everyone should get to a Tony Robbins event.
And if Tony is not for you, I'm sure Success Resources have another great expert for you to go and see at one of their events. But I am turning into a big fan. I came along recently to the Little Taster event, and you get to see the clips, and it's just phenomenal. Um, the effect he's having on people. Like I noticed Oprah Winfrey is a massive fan and goes along to his events. I wanted to ask, how is it comparing from Australia Success Resources to London, and what brings you back to London, Kayla?
Yeah, that's an interesting one in terms of how is it different. I think it's not really different in the respect of the day to day. I think people in the UK, what I'm finding is that they're less likely to invest in themselves in this way. But I don't know if it's an English mentality. You know, I'm English. It's a bit because the weather's not very good. It's a bit more doom and gloom here, and I'm not saying that everyone's like that, of course, but I do feel that people are a little bit more resistant to stepping out of their comfort zone and doing something crazy like this. So in Australia, they're a bit more, yeah, why not? Let's go for it.
I totally agree with you. There are so many people that do invest in themselves in the UK, but we're definitely more reserved. It's like in the
That's the word.
USA, they love it, don't they? They're just all for it. And we need to get this more like this in the UK, because you get so much from personal development events, the networking with people, building those relationships and building business connections. There's so much you can gain. And for certain people, it can really transform their lives, even save lives. People may feeling suicidal. It can really help people with their mindset in moving forwards in business and in life. Now, you've actually met Tony Robbins, haven't you? And you've even had a voice call, I want to know all about this, Kayla.
Yeah, I was just blown away when I got that the meeting that day. Well, I've met Tony a couple of times, I think, at Unleash the Power Within. The sales team there, they all met Tony after, and it's just one of those things when you meet him, he's got such a presence about him. Obviously, his stature, he's huge, and obviously that's enough of a presence, but he's just so kind, and he makes you feel like it's only you two in the room. The way he looks at you, it's captivating. But the reason why he phoned, where he just sent me a voice message that day, was I did the single biggest group booking for his ultimate event, Date with Destiny. And they're an incredible group of people. They're an indigenous community up in North Australia. And they took a team of 30 people in their community to Date with Destiny. And that's a big investment for them, but what they're doing for the people in that community, the Michael Burnett, he told Tony about it, and then Tony, I just got this message, we all got into a room, and they said, Kayla, there's a message for you on the phone. And I pressed play, and it was like, hey Kayla, it's Tony Robbins, just want to say thank you. And it was amazing. It was very surreal, but it was so nice that he could acknowledge, he doesn't need to do that. He's got a team of hundreds of people all around the world, but he took the time out to send me a thank you in supporting his life's mission to change lives. Very
so
special.
I bet the adrenaline was going when you took that voice call.
Yeah, it was a bit surreal, definitely. But the weirdest thing is, for some reason on my phone, that voice clip set itself as my alarm. And about a week later, I was waking up to, hey Kayla, it's Tony Robbins.
So my next question is a little bit about Tony Robbins, because he's a worldwide superstar. Most people will know who he is, but there may still be people in the UK who don't do personal development, who are thinking, who is this Tony Robbins? Can you tell us just a little bit about Tony, who he is and what he does?
Yeah, great question. I mean, I think most of my friends still really don't know what I do.
People are
The ones that live
asleep.
in the UK. No, it's really worthwhile you say that. But Tony, he's been in the business for, I believe he's been doing these seminars for 30 years. He's been doing this a lot longer, because it's his 60th birthday tomorrow. And he started at a very young age. His mentor was Jim Rohn, who's very well known. So he's been in this industry for a long time, and now he does seminars all over the world, and they can range from a quick 4-hour taster to his signature 6-day programs, and it's about full immersion. They're really designed to disconnect yourself from everyday life, so that you just fully, cut life off for a minute, focus on you. Who are you? Where do you want to be? And understand yourself on such a deep level, so that you can start to understand your decision making and your thought processes, and let go of what's not serving you, and really find out, well, what does fulfillment mean to you? It's just a very beautiful experience, and it is hard to explain to someone before you've actually been to an event, because it is really about how you feel when you're there. It's an energy thing, and you can't ever tell someone what that feels like. You've just got to go and do it.
I've watched video clips of the event, and you can see the energy in the room. I can only imagine what it's like there. I would like to say to everyone, if you have any questions for Kayla, please pop them in the comment section. She will come back to the post, and she will answer the questions personally. Please share this broadcast. let's get this broadcast out and into people's eyes. So please share this broadcast. If you have any questions, please type them in. So Kayla, I would like to ask, I know that Unleash the Power Within is coming to Birmingham, UK in May, if I'm correct. Can you tell us a little bit about the event and what people will gain from coming to the event? What kind of activities are at the event? Because I know they are jam-packed with value. So can you share a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, okay. Well, this is the 4-day program. And what, in a nutshell, it's designed to do is overcome your fears and limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Because ultimately, that is the only thing that's stopping us from living our dream life. So on day one, you're really getting clear on, you know, where you are, where you want to be, and looking at those fears. What are those fears limiting you? And then everything on that day one is leading you up to the fire walk. So that's really a huge part of the event. Don't be scared, because I've got a secret. Actually, this will be my sixth Unleash Power Within, but it took me 3 years to actually do the firewalk. So I was actually a little bit scared myself. I kept saying, I don't need to do a firewalk to overcome my fears. But you know what, once I did that, Mark, it was one of the greatest feelings. I just remember getting to the other side and I was like, I did it. And I can now relate that. Even now when I'm a little bit scared of something, I'm like, oh, I've walked on fire, I can do that. Come on. It's just that mindset thing. It's bringing you back into that state. So this is what Unleash the Power Within is designed to do. It's about how to change your state so that you can quickly just change and do something. And then it wraps it up really nice over the course of the next 3 days. It's visualizing, a lot of guided meditations, and health is a huge part. It's really a whole of life event. So no matter what it is that you're working on, whether it's you do want to grow your business or lose a bit of weight, stop smoking, get healthier, no matter what it is, this event is for everyone and everyone. And it's just a lot of fun. It's high energy, a lot of dancing. It's like a big rock concert where you're learning and growing and connecting. And it's a great entry to anyone who's never done an event before. It's a great starting point.
Great points. And what I would like to say, if anyone would like tickets for this event, I will pop a link in the comment section. Also, if you're friends with Kayla, you must reach out to Kayla, because she will get you amazing tickets for this incredible event. Also comment on the post if you are interested in this event, and me and Kayla can look after you and support you to answer any questions about that. Please share the broadcast, and if you would like to ask Kayla any questions, please type them in. So I want to go into day one a little bit, combating fears. What kind of things do they do to help you to overcome those fears?
I guess first of all, you've got to know, it's all about awareness. And I think some of us can quickly identify what are we scared of in life, but without fully immersing yourself into an event when you're surrounded by thousands of other like-minded people who are all going through this process, you can tap into it on a much deeper level and maybe uncover some things that you didn't even know was there. That's the fundamental part. So that's where Tony is really taking you back, things that you may not even remember that happened to you in your early childhood that have now having an impact on how you're living your life. So that's a lot of it. There's a lot of processes, and I won't go into too much detail because I don't want to really, I can't explain it how I'm not Tony Robbins, so I can only tell you so much. But it's about getting clear on that and then going through each of the exercises. And the firewalk, really, that's the pivotal point that he's leading you up to. And yeah, there's a lot of things I'm thinking about to day one. It's just such a big day.
Yeah. And people might be listening and thinking that feels like a lot of work. But what I can say from what I know about the events, they're just real fun. And I know how many people come back with so many new friends, and they go back year after year after year. And
I've lost you, Mark. Sorry.
Don't worry, we can wait a second for you, Kayla.
Where have you gone?
If you have tickets, please, if you would like tickets, please type in yes in the comment section. I will also post a link. If you have any questions for Kayla, please type them in, because we will come back and answer the questions. If you're coming from Kayla's network, you must reach out to her, because she will help you to get tickets as well. And please share the broadcast. I was just saying, Kayla, people come back with such great connections, and they go back year after year after year, don't they? It
Oh,
like
I know
becomes an
someone, yeah, I think 11 times I know somebody who's gone year after year. And he knows exactly what Tony's going to say and when now. But the thing is that you always go back as a slightly different person, because you're always growing. You know, learning never stops. Even Tony Robbins now, he still has to do the work. He'll wake up, he'll do his priming, his exercising, his breathing techniques, because it's what keeps him on track. And now it's just a part of who he is. And that's why people do keep returning. And you've always got new goals, new things to work towards, and just meeting incredible people along the way.
and that is what stood out to me. No matter how high up you are in your personal development journey, you can always grow. Oprah Winfrey, everyone would think she's right there at the top, but I've seen her on the footage and she's there doing all the things to combat fears. I've seen her do the fire walk. So if
Mm.
it's good enough for Oprah Winfrey, it's good enough for you. Now, can I just
Yeah.
ask you a little bit about the fire walk? Because I've seen it many times on video footage. I've never actually done one. What is that experience like, Kayla? It always makes me think, does it actually hurt? So please answer those
Yeah.
questions.
Oh, Mark, it's mad. Honestly, it's crazy. Imagine you've got like, well, in Sydney, Unleash the Power Within, we have about 7,000 people. So we had 7,000 people all walking to the fire lanes, and it starts with you're getting into peak state, so you're chanting. So imagine the drums are going, everyone's chanting, you're all walking up in this peak state to do the walk. Even now I think about it, like my heart starts to beat. I'm a bit like, oh my gosh, you get so excited. And then when you're there, Tony's at the front of the fire lane, and he helps people go across. So, and he goes first, and then everyone follows, and you get into this zone. You're like, right, I'm just focusing on this, and you really focus on what is that thing that's really held you back, and you're like, and you really channel it, and then you walk. And when I first did it, you know, I wasn't sure how it was going to film. Like, do you even feel anything? And I'm not going to lie, yeah, you do. You're walking on 1,000 degrees of burning coal. So yeah, you feel it, but you know you're not going to die from it. So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It
Love
really
that
does.
saying.
Yeah, so you just go, and it's not long, you know, you've got to probably about 6-7 steps, and then you reach the other side, and then all the crew are there, and the crew are like best, like they're all there to support you. So they catch you at the end, they quickly hose down your feet, and they celebrate with you, and everyone is just ecstatic. And that's it, you've done it. You can do anything.
Just totally, totally incredible. And I love that saying too, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Can I ask, on a personal level, Kayla, how have you transitioned from doing this work? What changes is it given to you personally?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm a completely different person to who I was 6 years ago when I went backpacking. I had no clear direction in life, no purpose as such. You know, I just wanted to go out, have fun, and life was just taking its, you know, day by day, just running on the treadmill. But now it's like, okay, why am I here? What do I want to do? And I want to help people, and that's why I think I took to this job so well. I had no idea who Tony was, and I've never read a personal development book in my life apart from The Secret. But it's that feeling of contribution, and this is what is covered on day one of the exercises, about looking at your 6 human needs. And there's a need for everyone. You know, that the first one is certainty, uncertainty. I won't get into the lingo, but the highest one is contribution, and that's when you're really in a more spiritual stage of your life where you're serving. Now I've got a lot more learning and growing to do. Don't get me wrong, I'm
We all
very much
have.
new on this journey, but now I see that there's a higher purpose to why we're all here, and it is to help others. So I'm a completely different person. I'm more well-rounded. I think now a bit more before I act. I think about it more, so that I'm really serving myself and staying true to my values. And I would say I'm a happier person for it.
I just love everything we have spoken about today, and I'm so grateful to you giving me your time and coming and sharing with our audiences all
Oh,
about
so
Success
welcome.
Resources. Tony Robbins, you have a gift, don't you, that you would like to gift? So share a little bit about that too.
Oh, well, if anyone would like to reach out and have a bit more of a personal one-on-one conversation, if you're not right there, but you really want to tell me more about yourself and how this event could potentially help you. As I said, it's not right for everyone. And I am never going to book someone into this event if I don't actually feel it's a good fit, because, you know, it's embarrassing when we're at the event and then you come up, because I go to all of these events and you're going to come up to me and say, Kayla, what have you booked me in for? I don't want that to happen. So I really want to connect with you on a deeper level, stay in touch, and, you know, we can just have a chat about you and where you're at and how I can help. So please reach out to me personally.
So reach out to Kayla for a free complimentary discovery call. That's very, very generous of her. And there's nothing that she won't be able to support you with about this event. So please take advantage of the free complimentary discovery call with Kayla. That is very generous. Before we leave today, Kayla, in your words, why should people attend Unleash the Power Within in May in Birmingham?
Well, if you want to have a whole lot of fun and meet a whole lot of amazing lifelong friends, then you should come along, check it out. There's really nothing to lose with this. I don't know if everyone is aware of this, but Tony offers a money back guarantee. Like, if it's not for you, then hand your workbook at the end and get a full refund. So there's really is no risk. But from my experience, from all the UPWs that I've attended, and from the thousands, I added it up because I told you how many people I've helped, and I had a look at all the people I've booked in, and I've booked in almost 4,500 people, and I've never had anyone come back to me and say that wasn't right. Everyone loves this, and it's scary, it's uncomfortable, but we don't know what we don't know, so just go for it and see what happens.
What stands out for me, it's really transformational. It really is about making change and really moving forwards. Great connections, networking, just having Tony in a room with you. I can only imagine how incredible that is. Kayla, thank you so much for being a guest today. I've really enjoyed interviewing you. Is there anything you would like to add before we close up the interview today?
Not really, Mike. No, you've been an absolute pleasure. Great questions. I've never been interviewed before. I'm normally on the other side of it. I normally do the interviewing. So it's been really fun. I really enjoyed it. And I
Thank you.
hope to see you there.
Yes, I'm hoping to be there, and I'm in touch with Bailint as well, so I should be
Yes.
there. Thank you, Kayla. It's been incredible, and do take advantage of the discovery call with Kayla. Thank you,
Yes.
everyone, for watching. Please remember to share the broadcast. If you are interested in the event, type yes, and until next time, do tune in, because I am interviewing more people from Success Resources, so that is coming to the Facebook Live soon, so do tune in for that. Thank you everyone for watching.
Woo!
And thank you, Kayla, for being an incredible guest today, and until next time, see you soon.